Hey y'all, Matt here, Bobcat Bonsai, and today we're going to do a video on cuttings. First up, let's check out these 9 bark cuttings I got from Jonas over at Bonsai Cornwall, and then we're going to go over to a little tree of mine and gather up some cuttings. I'll let you know about it when we get there. Alright, first to Jonas's cuttings. Okay, so these were potted up about 5 months ago. Just put in some regular soil, throw into this plastic bag here, and I sat in my greenhouse over winter and everything. And the results are looking pretty good, guys. For sure that I lost this one. Yeah, that one didn't make it. And that's okay. Pretty sure I lost this one as well. The soil is very, very wet in here. But if you check it out, we've got a bud popping here. We have leaves that already opened up down low on this one. Leaves that opened up high and buds breaking, and leaves on this one. And it looks like this one's actually got a bud that's going to pop right here. As well as on this one, it looks like the buds are going a little bit green. So all we can do now is hope for the best. I'm debating on whether or not to look and see if these have rooted or not. I don't want to get overzealous here, so I think I'm going to let it go inside here. There's all the leaves. Jonas, I kept the leaves, see? I put them in there. Safekeeping. Now it's time to get rid of them. But for the time being, I think I'm going to leave it like this right here. I don't believe I want to put it back inside the plastic bag, but I may instead put the plastic bag over top of it like this. So I'm gonna put it back off to the side under the plastic bag like that, and we'll see where it goes from here. All right, off to the next tree. All right, so I need to do some work on my burning bush over here, and as we can see, the buds are beginning to swell and open up, and I've got a whole bunch of branches back in here that are running into my house, and I don't want branches running into my house. So what am I going to do? I am going to come in here and start cutting them back. So this branch right here I'm going to cut back. So I'm going to end up cutting this one here and just get rid of that little branch right there. And then we have got one right here that I'm going to nip off and get rid of that little guy. And we need to look into something here in a second, because we may have a rooted branch already. I'm going to cut off there. I'm going to cut off here, and then we don't need that, that's dead. Right, so then we're going to cut right here, and we're going to keep this little guy right here as a cutting. Sorry, it's kind of a mess, but let's check this out right here, okay guys? Ready? Okay, so I have got a branch right here that went all the way down into the ground, and in the process of doing that, it decided to shoot some roots, and now we have a rooted growth right here. How's that for wild? So here's to hoping for some good cuttings. I'm just gonna come back in here now and just nip it. Then I got another one right up against it. So now I'm going to take this back to the greenhouse, and then we'll get our cuttings put in. I'll see. So let's start off with this big one I was trying to show you earlier. Right? So we've got a few branches on here that we don't need that we're going to end up cutting off and just getting rid of, because they're crazy and they're everywhere. Okay? So we're going to cut a lot of this back and just let it kind of grow as it wants, but not really. right? I'm just gonna take the tops off of some of these here. That wasn't very helpful because I had it all out of camera view. Sorry, it's all really big to deal with. So now we have to look at where we want this to exactly be coming from. And my thought is, I'm gonna try, like this is a really thick cutting here, right? So I'm gonna cut right there on that one. And then, honestly, I'm just gonna come in, add an angle right below there, right below where that branch came off. And that's where I'm gonna do my cut at. Okay, so I've already seen that this root's without rooting hormone. So I'm just gonna take it and stick it down into this well-saturated soil here and just let it hang out in there. All right, I'm actually gonna take this one back too. I think we're gonna let it, for the most part, just shoot all new branches and go off of that, because for the time being, there's just too much going on right there. So, cut off this big old branch right here that's like all over the place and running. If you look real closely here and you see all these nubs, right? So this was laying down against the ground because it was forced downwards. So those are actually all roots that are beginning to push out. Just thought I'd share that with you. I thought it was pretty cool. So that's what's going on with that one. Right here, as you can see, this one was laying along the ground and the roots actually came all the way out, which is super cool. So I'm going to try an experiment here and just take this little section right here, and we're going to pot that up and see if we can get from where these buds are at to go ahead and grow out into a little tree. So let me grab up a fancy little pot here. Here we go. This looks like a fancy little pot for this guy. So we'll grab that up. Let me put a little bit of just regular big chunky bonsai soil in there. And then we're going to put some of my little mixed soil that I have here, because I definitely want it to have a nice organic mixture as well. Okay, so we've got that all in there. It's packed down nice and tightly. We're going to set that in the water and let it grow, let it swell up and fill. And as we're doing that, we're going to move on to the next branch over here for cuttings. So I'm just going to come in here, take off down low here. Actually, I think I'm just going to come up and just nip it at an angle right below these two branches. Cut both those branches off. Cut these ones back. Yep, cut it all back there. Boop, boop. There we go. Let's get rid of that one. That one's dead. We'll just nip it to there. Yep. Then we'll go to here, cut off the dead. Here, cut off the dead. And we're going to cut that one off and say, here we go. This is our next little section we're going to try to grow out here. So I'm just going to take that one, stab that one down in there a little bit. That leaves us with another nice section of branches here. So we're going to cut all these off down low, which may even be a change of plans there anyway. And we'll cut this one back to here, cut this one back here, here, cut the top off to that one, cut the leaves off there. And we're just trying this out. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I haven't tried taking cuttings of this tree yet. Obviously, air layer would be a super great idea. But I didn't do that. So this is where we're at. And then we're going to cut right here because there's some wacky inverse taper there. So cut that one off. And this is going to be our last little cutting we're going to put in here. So now we've got our 3 cuttings shoved in there. And I'm not sure if they're going to fit in this bag or not. I don't think so. I am going to have to just put the bag over the top of them and hope for the best. So, I didn't use rooting hormone or anything, so I'm not super worried about them getting moved around right now. I'm just going to take them, put this over the top, and then I'll put them over underneath my bench in the shade and hope for the best with some good cuttings coming out of those ones. So I guess now we're down to our last little bit here once I get all these little twigs cleaned up that are everywhere. Okay, so we have our little tree right here. I cut it all the way up there. I honestly probably could have taken it back to this set of buds right here instead of that set, but we'll leave it be. Soil didn't get like super wet here, so we're gonna have to take a little bit out. And the problem with some organics is that when you go to put things into them, you'll find like a big old piece of bulk mulch like that, and that's not always the greatest for you. Okay, so here we go. We got that one. It's nicely in the soil here. Let's get some more soil up there for it. Oh yeah, I know it's up against the wall. Let's put some lean into it to get it to come in this direction over here. There we go. So now we're moving it away from the corner. And then we're just gonna add a splish from up top here. There we go. So, hopefully that turns into a little tree. If so, sweet. If not, it was a free tree opportunity. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content, you should subscribe to my channel. And if you really enjoy my content, you should hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I release a new video. Thank you.